Hi everyone, let's talk about AEW Dynamite Thanksgiving Eve, which this was an excellent show in my opinion. This was an excellent show in my opinion, guys. Let's talk about it. The show opens with commentary hyping up the event and including the opening of this year's Continental Classic, and we had Okada versus Kyle Fletcher as the opening, back and forth, boom, 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 bang, 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 bang. Great stuff. Let's talk about it, guys. So Don Callis is on commentary for this one, and Okada's with a handshake fakes out both men catch the other's boot and presents to trading pinning, presents quick and easy back to grabbing legs trading off, and Kyle Fletcher gets frustrated and shoving match breaks out and slapping hands now and circling game for the match, and Kyle Fletcher grabs an armbar and turns it into a twist lock, and Okada rolls through and reverses into a hammer lock, refers to a side headlock, and then into the corner. Kyle Fletcher breaks clean with a pad of Okada's chest, collar, and elbow into the ropes, and Okada returns the favor and duck, ducking and dodging and shuts off and shoulders block for a shoulder block, and Okada nails him with a boot, but Kyle Fletcher runs him over with a shoulder block, and after trading chops and big elbows from Okada in the corner, and Kyle Fletcher returns one big elbow of his own for two, and stomping Okada's knee, and the Rainmaker kicks and the ropes right into Kyle Fletcher's German area in a way that sends Kyle Fletcher into the floor, and he spends a good 30 second begging off with the ref to keep him from throwing the match out. And then the refs resents as we go to the break, and then back to the break. Kyle Fletcher returns the favor of kicking the ropes into Okada's bit, and then lands a superplex for a near fall. Then off the ropes, Kyle Fletcher with a big boot counter body avalanche. I'll say it again. Olympic slam only for two. Then a Coswell kicks and powerbomb lifts counter into the reverse neckbreaker and back up top and shocking for precision. And Kyle Fletcher crashes to the mat, and Okada drops the elbow on him. Then a snap zoom flip bird, which was awesome, guys, and a twist lock counters the Rainmaker with a Tiger Suplex in action to the floor, and strong suplex, and both men are down and out and back inside, back and forth. Heel kicks, get a drop kick and another drop kick right onto the bottom from the Rainmaker, and a tombstone pile driver fires up, but Kyle Fletcher counters with the driver. Then Okada with the twist lock, and Kyle Fletcher ducks the Rainmaker, scoops him up in a lawn dart him into the middle turnbuckle, and a last ride connects, not enough, and then back and forth, and then a duck Rainmaker almost takes the referee out, and Kyle Fletcher nails him with a kick. And then Okada risks his eyes, and then the Rainmaker counters again, and Kyle Fletcher wins the pinfall with a victory roll, and that's how Kyle Fletcher won, with the victory roll and pinning him 1, 2, 3 and rolling him up 1, 2, 3, guys, and that's how Kyle Fletcher got the 3 points. Oh man, that was so good. Then the post match, Don Callis comes to the ring, and Okada offers a handshake, and Kyle Fletcher accepts it. And Don Callis raises both of their hands, which was awesome, guys. With the family, the Don Callis family, great stuff, man, and a great opener, like I said, guys, with the whole thing with the Don Callis family. Love it, man. I'm telling you, the Don Callis family is the best thing I love. I'm not kidding. I love that stuff in AEW, the Don Callis family. But most of my friends think the Don Callis family sucks. They don't suck. The Don Callis family doesn't suck. They are awesome. In my opinion, they are awesome. But that's just my opinion, guys. I love the Don Callis family, so. Then Kenny Omega is interviewed backstage. Excuse me with my cough, by the way, but I'll repeat it again. Kenny Omega is interviewed backstage, and Kenny Omega says it's complicated between him and the Young Bucks right now, and he hasn't been a role model, employee, or friend over the past few years, and he was once fooled by Don Callis as well, so he'll be a hypocrite to not take that into account and really think long and hard about where that stands if his friends are willing to accept him for who he is with his faults, and if the fans are willing to accept him, who is he to say that the Bucks do not deserve a second chance? And stuff like that, which was awesome, guys. Then Kenny Omega closes the door, and moments later, it opens back up as the Young Bucks leave his dressing room to send us to the break. Then, back from the break, we get a recap of Mark Briscoe's victory over Kyle Fletcher, winning the AEW TNT Championship at Full Gear. Then a promo tape after the show on Saturday followed where Mark talks about what a long road it's been without his brother Jay Briscoe and how he had to make him proud, but it was failure after failure after failure and defeat after defeat after defeat, loss after loss after loss after loss, and disappointment after disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. But there's a time and a reason for everything. But when family is on the line, that changes everything. And he has his road family and his home family, and this title for both of them, and for his nephews and nieces, and his mom and his dad and his wife and his kids and his sister and his and his family-in-law, his family-in-law for Delaware, for the Sins, the cis country. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The Sins country, and for the collaboration, and for his brother. Good stuff, man. That was a really good statement. I'm telling you, that was a really good promo that they were showing, that tape promo. That was a really nice promo tape. I'm not kidding. That was a really nice promo tape with Mark Briscoe. I'm not lying, guys. That was really nice. But let's carry away, guys. But anyways, that was really good. I'll tell you, you watch that stuff right there was emotional. That was really emotional with Mark Briscoe with that tape promo with his victory win. But anyways, guys, let's talk about the Base of Ruth versus the Sisters of Sin. This was a great match, guys, with the Base of Ruth versus the Sisters of Sin in the AEW Women's World Championship Tournament semifinals. Let's talk about it, guys. So Harley Cameron and Julia Hart start, and Harley Cameron grabs a side headlock and blind tag, shuts off, and Willow Nightingale comes in with an elbow and a double whip, double back suplex, and a little friendly hip check and a double suicide, and Sky Blue tags in, and Willow Nightingale hammers her with a shoulder lariat and trading pins, incidents, and no fall, and Harley Cameron back in, and now the Sisters of Sin are the ones running double team, and Schoolboy on Sky Blue and No Deal, and flips out of a fireman carry off the ropes, and a sling I'll say it again, a slime blade from Harley Cameron, and Sky Blue gets the better of her grounding punches as we go through the break. And back from the break, Harley Cameron gets separated and tags made, and Willow Nightingale comes in hot on Hart, and the lariats counter hip check and left hand running boot connect, and Sky Blue tags back in and evens the odds and covers for two, and back and forth, boom, 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 boom. Good stuff, guys. Then Harley Cameron in and getting worked over, and then a super kick, and then Harley Cameron with a Kassan kick, and another part of super kicks in return, and Willow Nightingale blind tags in, and lariat Gunch Rich, and then the Base of Ruth win with the Doctor Bomb from Willow Nightingale on Julie Hart. I'll say it again, Willow Nightingale did the Doctor Bomb 1, 2, 3 on Julie Hart, and that was fun, guys. Then we go to the break. Then back for the break, Tony Giovanni's in the ring for for an interview with the Hobbs as they make their entrance, and consists of Samoa Joe and Shibata and Powerhouse Hobbs, and Samoa Joe yanks the microphone out of Tony Giovanni's hand and says, "Tonight is a celebration, so don't ruin it tonight." And he tells him to get his hillbilly ass out of the ring. Then before the celebration, then an SUV comes and rolls up, and it's Swerve Strickland gets out, and then Prince Nana's in the driver's seat, hands him a staple gun, and he sends with pursuits and joins with Hangman. Him and Hangman come out, and Hangman's with a chain. He comes around with a chain, which was fun, guys. This was fun, I'm telling you. Then back to the ring, Samoa Joe tells Shibata to go get the Rabs get the Rabs and return to his celebration, but he has to stop for whose house? Swerve's house. Whose house? Swerve's house. Sorry, guys. And then the fans say, Swerve's house, 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 Swerve's house. Sorry, guys, but had to do that. Then tells the crowd to shut the hell up as Shibata returns with all the Obs Dojo guys, the security guys, and Samoa Joe continues comparing himself to Sun Tzu's and declaring himself as a strongest of Imperial Cylinder, being the top guy, being the whole Pancho and saying he's the best and so on and so forth. Good stuff, I'm telling you guys. Then everything went to plan from Shibata neuralizing I'll say it again, Eddie Kingston to powerhouse great Prince of Strength to him and a muscle bustering Hangman into the ring and winning the title. And he says the crowd wouldn't understand his brilliance, but he brought a video package to explain things. And then the video package recaps Hook entire comeback in a sense that he was with the Hobbs the entire time. Good stuff. Good stuff, man. I'm telling you, good stuff. And then Samoa Joe talks about how great he is, Butterfly, before introducing the linchpin of the attire and Endeavor Hook, and makes his entrance and gets on the mic and saying Joe is right. These rednecks are too stupid to realize they're looking at the greatest second generation wrestler in history. So do me a favor. That was good. That was good, man. And then out of the nowhere, Swerve Strickland comes out, then Hangman and Knight and Glorious to pose, and then they clean house on the Hobbs security. The Hobbs Dojo kids. The security people for the Hobbs, and then a staple gun and a loading chain punch and a spine buster as the Hobbs persons keep their distraction, and Hangman and Swerve rip chains around two of the Dojo kids by the neck and hanging them over the rope. Then Samoa Joe hides behind the ring of the Hobbs on the stage, and then the ref Sicily comes down to save the dudes getting hanged, and that's what happened right there, guys. Then we get a video package recapping Jon Moxley's loss to Kyle O'Reilly, and a post-match promo, and he cuts backstage about how Kyle O'Reilly won, but he's going to keep fighting tomorrow, and O'Reilly is going to the hospital and stuff like that, guys. Then we had Jon Moxley versus Makara. Great match. With Jon Moxley winning this match still, it was a great match with Makara. Good stuff, good stuff. I'm telling you guys, good stuff. Let's talk about it. Anyways, so the test of strengths, Moxley gets a Japan stronghold out of it, and Mascara rolls through and reverses an ankle lock, but Moxley scrabbles away, and Moxley grabs a twist lock and taking him down and kneeling and shoving gear and letting Chompson and a big elbow takes him down and a chomp the hand arm swinger and whips across a hand spring and nobody's home and a toss era, and Moxley goes to the floor and rolling thunder plunge and nobody's home, and Moxley slides back in and dives on him. Then back inside, Mascara sidesteps a charge and a slingshot crossbody off the ropes and flipping over to the ramp, and Mascara throws him to the floor and head of steam, but Mascara dives right into an elbow strike and back inside and near fall German suplex connects as we go to the break. Then back to the break, fighting onto the floor, and Mascara with a Frankensteiner, then an ass crusher where he jumps over the barricade and puts Moxley through into it. Then back inside a Sense arm drag, then a kick combo, then a Yoshi Tashi so close, and then Moxley goes to the floor, but Mascara nails him with a torso, and then back inside Moxley with a mountain punch in the corner, and then Mascara grabs an electric chair and drops him into a neck breaker, then a cross armbar in the middle of the ring, then Moxley scrabbling in front, and Mascara launching back into a full ascendance, and Moxley rolls over to his knee and fighting out and punching away at Mascara's face, and then off the ropes, knee ascents connects, and Death Riders counter, small package, not enough, and then a super kick stager, Moxley and Mascara filling it up to a 450 splash, lands true, then Moxley founds the will to kick out. Then an instant connects, and then Mascara fires up and back up top. Then a knee up on the shooting star press, and then flowing over cinch choke cinch, and Mascara flints fading. And Moxley wins with the referee stoppage, and that's how John Moxley won with the referee stoppage with a D. Urson's choke, and that's how he won with the choke, guys. Then the post-match, Maria Shafir gets in the ring and kicks at Mascara, and Tony Storm makes her entrance before the Death Riders duo can leave and get on the mic. And then she tells Moxley he's not dreaming. She's here, lives in living color, and she says she's the toughest, most resistant and list, you know, person. Sorry, but I'm trying to stop cussing more, but it's a habit. But Elise ascends person and standing this ring and despises Moxley's love of cargo pants, and she really loves him, but where he is since his fear and hate, and she uprights and love what she does for love is fear, far more violence than he could ever imagine, and she loves to stay and chat all night just as gals, but she has a message for his gruff woman daughter as peered their victory at Full Gear, and she and her lover gets to pick a stipulation for their sim final match, and it has to be brutal enough for revenge, earning enough for us AEW people, and she stays up 4 nights straight, but couldn't stay up with a match. And this morning she woke up and rolled over, and she saw her sweet, sweet Mia, who came to the stage now, and she can realize she hasn't got her anything for Christmas. Well, Merry early Christmas. Her gift is two slap tots. Two slap tots. I love when Tony Storm says slap tot. I'm sorry, but I love when Tony Storm says slap tots. Oh man, I'm telling you, that was good stuff. Onto a silver platter and no tags and no countouts and no disqualification. It's a hardcore holiday death match. Oh man, it's gonna be good. This hardcore holiday death match is gonna be good stuff. I'm telling you guys, good stuff. Oh man, that whole thing with Tony Storms cutting the promo, Maria Shafir, and that whole thing with John Moxley, that was a good moment. I'm not kidding. That whole thing with Tony Storms and Maria Shafir and John Moxley, the aftermath, that was so good. I'm telling you, that was so good in my opinion. That was so good. Okay, then Moxley has to hold Maria Shafir back as she freaks out over the announcement. Then Renee Paquette is interviewed Chris Stellenter, and Chris Stellenter's been wondering who's the next person for her title, and she says, you can tell what's done, but the look on people's faces, but all she sees is the disbelief and disbelief that she's the only person to hold both the World and TBS Championship and to have beaten Tony Storms and Mercedes Moné, and you can focus on the past and the present or the future, and she knows where she's going, so who's coming with her, which was great. That was a whole good stuff with her saying who's coming with her, which we all know all the AEW fans are coming with her. So there's a good one right there. Sorry to be funny, but yeah, guys, all of us AEW fans are coming with her. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, then we had the main. Then we had. Sorry, my apologies. I never know. The main event was Orange Cassidy and Claudio Castagnoli. That was the main event, not Darby Allin and Kevin Knight. Apologies, guys. I never now. I remember that. That was the main event. I almost said main event, then I was like, oh yeah, I remember we had the Orange Cassidy and Claudio Castagnoli match as well. So yes, guys, Darby Fitz is Kevin Knight. This was a great match, guys, in my opinion, with Kevin Knight picking up the win, even though I wanted Darby to win to get 3 points, but still this was good for Kevin Knight. Let's talk about it. So falling out hammerlock from Darby and Kevin Knight trying and falling to reverse out of it, an arm drag into an armbar, letting Kevin Knight gets up and taking him back down, and Kevin Knight following getting a real reverse head scissors, and Darby fights out and ducking and dodging and lip frog back flip to standing front kick and a monkey flip, and Kevin Knight is rolling an action to the floor, and Kevin Knight lays him out, throwing him back inside, and Darby counters a springboard with a shove and then hits a top rope screw back inside again, then up top. Then Kevin Knight jumps up with him and back to Plex connects, and both men are down and out as we go to break. And then back from the commercial, legs sweep onto the floor, and Darby follows it with a drop kick off the ramp and then leaves both men down again. Then back in the ring, Kevin Knight blocks the hammer whip. Also again, the hammer whip up and over, and Darby ducks under a lemon lariat and then a scorpion deathlock counter off the ropes, and then both men go for lariats and ends up in a turmoil, then out of the ramp. Also again, and out of the ramp, and a DDT from Kevin Knight, and then dragging him with Darby doesn't bridge, so Kevin Knight goes and lets the referee issue his count, and then Darby gets up and diving lariat over the rope, and then to the ramp, and then back inside UFO splash, and nobody's home, and then Yoshi Thompson from Darby Allin, and just for a near fall. Also again, still just for a near fall, then hanging Darby into the tree of Duro, coast to coast off the top, and then Kevin Knight wins with the UFO splash 1, 2, 3, and that's how Kevin Knight won with the UFO splash and 1, 2, 3, and that's how Kevin Knight defeated Darby Allin, which was a fun match. And I don't care what anybody says about, oh, Kevin Knight should have lost. Yeah, I agree with you, but does he deserve it? Yes, he deserves it. Kevin Knight deserves to be in this tournament. He deserves to be in this tournament, and I don't care what anybody says. Kevin Knight deserves to be in this tournament. I don't care what anybody says, so. And he deserved those 3 points too, so there you go with that one. So, post-match, Kevin Knight offers a handshake, and Darby accepts, and we get a video package hyping up FTR's tag title win as we go to the break. Then from the break, Eddie Kingston cuts a promo, and he says he doesn't want to talk about Hook and all that right now, but he does want to talk about that Samoa Joe's called him out, so he's beaten Shibata's butt on Collision for Thanksgiving, and all of that, guys, which we'll talk about the Collision review after I talk about this main event with Claudio Castagnoli and OC Orange Cassidy, guys. This was a fun match with Claudio and Orange Cassidy. This was a fun match, even though Claudio Castagnoli won this match. Let's talk about it, guys. So Claudio with an uppercut, and OC counters and tried pinning since Lesnar hit block off the ropes, and a sunset flip blocks, and Claudio hosting him up and blocks a Frankensteiner block and a DDT small package cover for 2, and a cinch connects, and Orange Cassidy comes with the lazy kick, and Claudio Castagnoli off the ropes, and Trish kick stretchers him, and arm drag sends Claudio Castagnoli to the floor, and a suicide dive connects, but the Swiss Superman blasts him with a lariat right in return, and charging uppercuts. Again, the barricade breaks the count, and going for it again on the other side, but Orange Cassidy sidesteps and charges in, and a satellite DDT counters, and a German, and then then a giant swing into the lead board barricade as we go to the break. That was crazy with the giant swings. I love when Claudio does the swing. I love when he does that. I did that one time to one of my friends, and I got a headache. I was spinning all over. I was going freaking crazy when I did that one time. When I did that move to somebody, I was like, where am I at? I was like all over. I was like, what the hell did I just do? I just wanted to see what it was like to do the Claudio swing. Then back from the break, picking OC up, but the swing bread of his, I was thinking the whisk brand, I was thinking the whisk brand, band, I was thinking the whisk band of his pants dropped him into a single knee gut buster, then OC to his feet, then hands in his pocket, and then the drop kick, and then penalty kick, but he slowly to capitalize and thinking the beach break, and then Claudio blocks but gets sidestep into post shoulder first, and then a suicide tornado DDT connects, and then back inside slingshot DDT counters, but the Sundog Billionaire connects, and Claudio Castagnoli hits the swing death, still no, and then an overhead elbow from Claudio Castagnoli and dragging him up and thinking a neutralizer, then OC counters with a back body drop, and then Claudio grabs the giant swing and tears his elbow pad over, then charges in, and then an orange punch counter, then a twist death counter, the counter, boom, 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 good stuff, bang, 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 bang. You know, then connects, and Orange Cassidy is fired up and pops up Orange Punch on the way down, and then a beach break connects, but Claudio Castagnoli kicks out, and then Orange Punch, No Way Home, and a big lariat. Hurricanrana connects, but Claudio Castagnoli kicks out, and then popping him up, and one more time, and then Claudio Castagnoli wins with the Swiss Death, and that's how he wins with the Swiss Death, and that's how he defeated Orange Cassidy, which was fun match, guys. And I would give it up to Orange Cassidy too, man. Give it up to OC Orange Cassidy, man. Oh man, I love Orange Cassidy. I tell you guys. Oh man. That was good. And then the post match, Renee Paquette. I'll tell you guys again. The post match, Renee Paquette absents to the interview, and Death Riders in the ring, but they ignore her and put boots to Orange Cassidy. I'll repeat it again, guys. Post match, Renee Paquette absents to interview Death Riders in the match, but they ignore her and put boots to Orange. And then Roderick Strong and the Jet Speed make the save, but the Don Callis family even the odds as we get a huge brawl. Then Mascara whips everyone out with a moonsault. Then Orange Punch lays Wheeler Yuta out. Well, Okada looks on the stage, and that's what happened, guys. And I don't care what anybody says. And I gave this show a 10 out of 10. It was an excellent Dynamite Thanksgiving Eve, and I don't care what anybody says. And it was an excellent Dynamite, and I don't give a damn what all you haters have to say. I don't care. I do not care. I do not care. Okay, go with that one. Like my buddy says, like Prince Idol says, you want it? You want a pickle? 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 Yeah, you can get a pickle. But anyways, I appreciate the one person watching. But anyways, guys, I gave this Dynamite Thanksgiving Eve a 10 out of 10. I gave this show a 10 out of 10, guys. And this is CJD 2006. I'll say it again. This is Christopher Jackson Denver 2006. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit those notification bells as always. And much love. Peace out and take care, guys. Peace out and take care.